Everybody, it is Tuesday. We are here in downtown Miami. We are going to be walking around for about an hour. It's going to be a very short stream tonight, but we have a lot to cover. It is earnings season. It is earnings season now, and all the major investment banks will be reporting earnings this week. Hey, Ren says, good evening, Sir Tom. Ren, how are you? Good to see you. Soho guy says, yo. What's up, Soho? Hope you had a good Tuesday. Dante Rose's here. Amir says, sup. Mata says, hi. Marie O. Hey, Maria O. And Sierra Friend. Guys, we are downtown Miami again. Tomorrow we should be in, I think, Sunnyside. Blanking on the name. Surfside tomorrow. We will be in Surfside. Hey, Paul Greenwell is here. Sierra Friend. Welcome, everybody. Mr. Nobody. Solo 401 says, hey, everybody. What's up, Solo? Hope you're well. Rosie says, hola, Tom. Saludos. Hola, Rosie. How are you? Buy the Book says, howdy. What's up, Buy the Book? Hope you're well. It's Tuesday night here in downtown Miami. We're just going to be walking around for about an hour. I do have to get home early. I have a couple conference calls very early in the morning. So we should be a quick stream tonight. Jonathan's here. Jonathan Martinez, how are you? Kimberly says, isn't Surfside where the condo collapsed? Yes, it is. So in Surfside, Florida, that is where the tragic events of the condo collapse was, unfortunately. So we definitely will be taking a look around that area. Amir says, Kimberly, you're right. Tani says, hey. Hello, brother. Hey. DJ says, hey, Tom, greetings from Jersey. Hey, greetings from New Jersey. Hope you're well. Juan says, hello, Tom. Another volatile day on Wall Street. It could be much worse. Yeah, Juan, it was a very volatile day on Wall Street, but the indices didn't do much. But we're going to talk about it because this week and starting tomorrow, all the major investment banks will report their quarterly earnings reports. So we'll talk about that tonight. The ABX girl says hi. The ABX girl is our pal from the Bronx. So always good to have you here, ABX girl. Hope things are well. Sunshine After Rain is here. How are you, Sunshine? So this is the Carnival Arts Bridge. Very cool. Hey, Patrick New York says, hey, Tom, nice to see you, my friend. Patrick New York, I hope you are well. Sunshine After Rain. George, I see you. Solo 401, hope everything's going well with you. Hope you enjoyed your trip to New York City, Solo. It's a beautiful mural right here, very beautiful. Seal Bear says, hi, Tom, everybody. What's up, Seal Bear 23? Warren Drew says, hey there, Tom, from Vegas and the INMD stock. Joey says, hi, Tom, hope you're doing well. What's up, Joey? What's going on, Joey? So everybody, we have JP Morgan Chase kicks off earnings season for the major investment banks starting tomorrow. But then on Thursday, we have Bank of America and Citigroup, as well as Morgan Stanley reporting quarterly earnings. So we're going to talk about that tonight. Solo 401 says it was great, booked for May next year. Solo, that's going to be great because my birthday is at the end of May. And New York City is amazing at the end of May, too. Amir says, nice mural indeed. M. Sai, how are you? Timothy says, always entertaining and awesome. Appreciate that. Destructionist says, happy Tuesday. Happy Tuesday, Destructionist. Happy Tuesday. Dean says, hop a flight to Miami Beach or Hollywood. We see which one you choose. Looks like Miami. Interested to see Morgan Stanley's reporting. Not a fan of them, says Dean. Love the Billy Joel reference there. Love Billy Joel. Solo 401 says moves May 9th. Oh, yours is May 9th. Your birthday. Nice. Mine is the 25th, so it's always right around Memorial Day. So May is a great month to have a birthday for sure. For sure. Hey, TNX says, hey, Tom, how are you doing today? I'm doing really, really good. It was a very busy day, extremely busy. It was a crazy, crazy day. But we're getting it done. Work was pretty busy, so Melee says, great night to you, Tom. What's up, Melee? British Gray says, good Tuesday evening, Tom. Hope that your day was very successful. Much love as always from Tampa, Florida. Wow, appreciate that. Hope you're well, British Gray. Paul Greenwell says, my dad's is May 26th. Always good around Memorial Day there. Filler says hi. Daniela, how are you? Out and about. What's going on out and about? Out and about is our pal from Toronto, Canada. Who else do we have in here? Filler, Mark says hi. What's up, Mark? Lady Coach Explorers says, greetings, Tom. How are you, Lady Coach? Hassan Terrell is here. What's up, Hassan? David Klein says, hola from Palm Beach County, Tom and all. Hey, Palm Beach County is beautiful, beautiful. Manny Explorers says, hello, everybody. What's up, Manny? Hope you're well. Good to see you again. Hope everything is well over there in New York. Hope everything is well. So we're going to cross the street here, head to downtown Miami. If we look right over here, this is the Frost Science Building. The Frost Science Building. So we will cross at the light here. And we will head to downtown. Tomorrow we're either going to be in Surfside or Sunny Isles Beach, Florida. Sunny Isles Beach is absolutely beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. So I'm excited for you guys to see it. Juan says, hey Tom, lots of room to skateboard along Hollywood Boardwalk and Hollywood Beach. Yes. I'm very excited to get the board. I should have my skateboard back here in Miami next week. However, the skateboard's gonna arrive to Miami next week, and I'm actually gonna be in New York all next week for meetings. So we'll be streaming from New York City next week. Josie says hi. What's up, Josie? Out and About says, one of those buildings should have a big letters love all lit up. We'll definitely check it out. Philippines Walk RR says, hello from the Philippines. Welcome. Charlie Richardson is here. What's up, Charlie Richardson? Hope you're well. Hope everybody's having a good day. The moon looks great tonight. Very beautiful moon. And over here, I can't really make out what that says, but this is, supposedly it's a ballet and an opera house right here. It says ballet and opera house. Very cool. There's so much to this. The Miami is such a massive city that I think it's going to take us a while to explore all of it. But over the past couple of days, we've been going in the same locations. That's just because I don't know anywhere else. So we'll definitely have to explore it as the days go on. Hey, Mike is here from Mexico. What's up, everybody in Mexico? Lady Coach says, looks beautiful so far. Hey, Traveling Tips says, hey there, nice night in Miami. What's up, Traveling Tips? Happy Tuesday. Already Wednesday tomorrow. This week is flying by. Manny Explorer says, I've never been to Florida. So Florida is very nice. I've only really been to southern Florida. So southern Florida includes places like Miami, West Palm Beach, Palm Beach. I think you would like it. The only thing, it is quite humid. So if you don't like the humidity. Oh, this is Mayor Francis Suarez. This guy is great. So he is the mayor of Miami, and I think he's probably one of the best mayors that ever lived. So I'm definitely a big fan of Francis Suarez. Great guy, very pro-business. And he's all about helping all members in the community, not just the top 1%. So I have tons and tons of respect for Francis Suarez. I think he's a phenomenal, phenomenal mayor. Hey, Jonathan C. Cynthia Martinez says hi. What's up, Cynthia Martinez? Out and About says, any plans on shopping for a skateboard in Miami? I think once I settle in, I'll probably look at some of the skate shops here in Miami, just because basically I don't know really where anything is yet. But I'm sure there's a ton of skate shops around, because as I was walking around my neighborhood, almost everybody was on a skateboard or rollerblades today. Almost everybody in my neighborhood. David says, best weather in the world during the winter is here in southern Florida. Yeah, that's what I've heard. So Florida is extremely humid, but I believe during the winter months, it's actually quite moderate. Is that correct, David? Hey, Frank Gonzalez says, hi, Tom. Haven't asked for your take on WFM versus on-site. I consistently hear that you do plenty of face-to-face stuff in New York City. Frank, oh, work from home. Okay, I thought you were talking about like a ticker symbol. Yeah, sorry about that, Frank. Yeah, so Frank, in me personally, I'm a people person, so I like to actually see customers face to face. So in my business right now, things are getting better, full transparency. Things are getting better. So actually next week I have 3 or 4 meetings booked up in Manhattan. So I'll be back in New York City. And it's gonna be just like old times. I'm gonna meet up with some old clients. We're gonna take them out to nice steakhouses. And it's gonna be really, really good. And I'll actually be back in my old office at 1166 Avenue of Americas. So I'm really looking forward to it. But in my opinion, it's easier to close deals in person, just because if you're taking clients out to dinners or sporting events, it helps you connect with the client a little bit better as opposed to just being over Zoom calls all the time. But that's just my personal opinion. But some people are very, very successful closing deals over the phone and over Zoom. What about you, Frank? George says, any sightings of skunk ape yet? I'm not sure what that is, George. Paul Greenwell says, I've been to Florida only once. Amir says 78% humidity tonight. It doesn't feel that bad, to be totally honest. It doesn't feel that bad. Deep Value Tom Lee says, hey Tom, glad to hear you're liking it. Are you getting a car? If you are, which kind? So Deep Value, I will not be getting a car. I want to be as asset light as possible down here. Well, then again, a car is a liability, but I just don't want to have the oversight of taking care of a car, you know, the maintenance, if somebody, you know, crashes into me, if I get in an accident, just the liability for me is too high. So I will definitely just be taking the good old Miami-Dade transportation, the bus, and the skateboard once I have my skateboard back. But I think in my lifetime, I would like to get a Tesla. Out and About says, ask the locals on a skateboard where to shop for skateboards. I think I will. I definitely think I will. David says, low humidity here in the winter, nothing like the summer. Manny Explorer says, I was watching a documentary of that building you were showing when they constructed it. Lots of challenges. Ah, Manny, I think you're talking about this one. This one's my favorite building in Miami. So I believe Manny Explorers is talking about this building. It sort of looks like a scorpion, and it is a mega tall apartment building in downtown Miami. However, the Waldorf Astoria is building what's going to be the tallest residential apartment building south of New York City. So it's going to be extremely crazy when it is finished. Dees is getting an electric unicycle. Hey, I see tons of those people ripping around in New York City, but here I see mainly people on skateboards as well as the scooters, the electric scooters. YouTube TV says, are you going to Morocco one day? I would love to go to Morocco one day. Would love to. Marzan Worldwide says, go to Key West. I really want to go to Key West. That is on the agenda. Amir says, higher insurance for red cars. Is that true? Is that true that higher insurance rates are on red cars? I did not know that. Jesus says, greetings from Vancouver. Hey, what's up everybody from Canada? Happy Thanksgiving yesterday. Hope you all had a great time. D says, get electric unicycle. We read that one. Solo 401 says, dew point makes it muggy, not the humidity percentage. Matt Bob says, I highly recommend. D says, they also accept Bitcoin. See, for me, I don't think I would ever spend my Bitcoin. I think Bitcoin is more of a digital store of value, at least for me. I don't know if I would ever spend my Bitcoin. What do you think? D says Miami accepts Bitcoin everywhere. Well, I think Miami is one of the largest cryptocurrency friendly cities. So very progressive city on technology from what I've heard. Dean M says those streets are empty would make me tense. Yeah, it does look pretty empty downtown Miami tonight, Dean. I'm not sure if it makes me tense, but Everyday Andrew says, how long would it take to find a supercar? I'm not sure. I think there's a lot of supercars here in Miami though. Out and about says, don't forget to check out Black Brick Chinese and Dim Sum, 3451 Northeast 1st Avenue. I definitely will out and about. I will screenshot that for sure. For sure. Manny Explorer says, yet the building that looks like a scorpion. Indeed. Marty Lewis says, hello everybody. What's up, Marty Lewis? We're here in downtown Miami. Looks like there's a sushi place here and something else. I'm not sure what kind of cuisine this is. So Jamie Dimon actually came out again criticizing Bitcoin. He said, quite frankly, I think it is worthless. He's like, but it is important for our clients to be able to gain access to it. And, you know, I obviously don't agree with Jamie Dimon at all in relation to Bitcoin, but, you know, at the end of the day, he is a businessman. And what he said is, you know, they have tons of institutional clients at JP Morgan Chase that are looking for ways to have access to purchase these specific digital assets. So if you're a big asset manager like JP Morgan, they're going to need onboarding places that are institutional regulated in order for their clients to get access to Bitcoin. So there's a lot of startup companies that are doing that now. We were talking about Michael Novogratz's company, Galaxy Digital Investments, or Galaxy Digital Assets. And Michael Novogratz was a former managing director at Goldman Sachs, very, very successful managing director at Goldman Sachs. Then he went on to be a portfolio or hedge fund manager at a fund in New York City called Fortress Investments. So I think there's going to be a lot more institutional sponsorship coming into the space, but I think it's just going to take some time, in my opinion. David Klein says, not a lot of activity in the downtown business or at night. There are other places that are hopping at night, says David. Yeah, I sort of like it kind of quiet like this, not gonna lie. It's very, very peaceful. Today was a hectic day for me. Very hectic. Sally says, hi, Tom. What's up, Sally? So we are looking at the Freedom Tower in downtown Miami. It's called the Freedom Tower. Miguel Gonzalez says, hi. Karina Thompson says, hello, what's up? Giving you a virtual hug. What's up, Karina Thompson? Out and About says, the restaurant I mentioned is close to the Design District. D says he's been holding BTC ever since. Jay Trader says Bitcoin Conference 2021 was in Miami. 85 says we will be there on Friday. Hey, that's awesome. I think you're gonna love Miami. I've been here for about a week and I love it so far, so I hope you enjoy your time in Miami. Soho Guy says, yo Tom, I'm building an NFT, gonna sell it for $250 million. Soho, if you're selling it for 240 mil, I'll buy it. Mark Davis says, good evening there, Tom. Hope all is well this evening from Toronto. Mark, I hope you had a great and phenomenal Thanksgiving on Monday. Anna Andrews says, hi, Tom. Your stream is very clear. Thanks for all the info. No problem, everybody. Mitch says, you should also walk Midtown Miami, just as cool as downtown. We definitely will. So if you guys want to send me some emails, especially the Miami natives on the channel or on the chat, suggestions of where we should go, because I'm very new to the city. I just moved here about a week ago. Brandy says, today was hectic for me as well. Needed this. Thanks, Tom. Yeah, Brandy, today was insane for me. Insane. You know, when I say back-to-back conference calls, I really mean it. It was almost like, you know, ever since 8 o'clock in the morning, I was on a back-to-back conference call up until about 4:30. And then I'm like, all right, I got to call it a day because I'm going to lose my voice. D says, show some bike lanes. We will try to find the bike lanes. The apartments here are very, very beautiful. I'll show you guys the train that goes through the city too. It's right here. Miguel, how are you? Hey, Paul Greenwell says the building that looks like a scorpion is called 1000 Museum. Nice. Alice, I see you. What's going on, Alice? So everybody, a couple things to cover tonight because we're only going to be on for 1 hour. Soho guy says, yo Tom, there's no such thing as discount in capitalism. That's well, Soho for me, you know, you could discount it for me, man. Hey, Dutchman is here. What's up, Dutchman? How are you? So everybody, we had a nice holding pattern today in the stock market. Very volatile day on Wall Street. However, not a lot of movements in comparison to Monday. And I think the reason for that is because the market is waiting for earnings, right? It's earnings season, it's the start of earnings season, and we have all the major investment banks reporting earnings. So tomorrow for Q3 earnings, we have JP Morgan Chase, and analysts are expecting EPS of $2.94 versus $2.92 for the same period last year. So a little bit of an increase in the EPS. And on the top line, we're looking at sales coming in at $29.8 billion, slightly higher than last year of $29.1 billion. One of the things that is important to pay attention to in regards to banking earnings or bank earnings is because it's pretty much a telegraph of how strong consumer spending will be for the next couple quarters. So one of the things I like to look for, especially JP Morgan Chase, Citi, Bank of America, not so much Morgan Stanley, is I like to look at their consumer credit card activity, because that will really telegraph us the strength of the American consumer in regards to consumer spending. So a lot of analysts take that information into account when talking about earnings for consumer staples and different tech companies like Apple or Microsoft for consumer products. So bank earnings are definitely one to watch. Oh, here's a supercar for somebody that was talking about it. Hey, Dogman is here. What's up, Dogman? Says in CPI data. Yes, CPI data. I think that's coming out soon. I'm not sure what day, but yes. Dogman says FOMC minutes tomorrow too, right? Yeah, so the FOMC minutes do come out tomorrow. Wednesday at 2 p.m., the Fed's minutes come out. So what Dogman is essentially talking about is the Federal Reserve's minutes. So on Wednesday at 2 p.m., minutes from the Federal Reserve September 21st and 22nd meeting should provide more detail about how policymakers will taper asset purchases. In Jerome Powell's news conference, he noted consensus to end the $120 billion monthly asset purchases through 2022. And we were talking about that. Jerome Powell essentially said, depending on the strength of the jobs numbers in September, he will be authorizing a taper of about $140 billion in asset purchases. And the reason why that is important is because that essentially helps boost the stock market when the Federal Reserve is being extremely accommodative to the market. So we will definitely talk about that on the stream. Mark Davis, good to see you. Dutchman says, Tom, we'll see a lot of Ferrari and Lamborghinis everywhere in Miami. Saulo says, hello from Brazil. What's going on from Brazil? Amir says, F488 Ferrari. Disney cast members here. What's up, Disney cast members? Says 31 degrees in Arizona town tonight. Freeze warning. I did not know it got that freezing in Arizona. That is pretty crazy, Disney cast member, but I hope you're well. Sally says, beautiful building, Tom. Soho guy says, yo Tom, I'll give you a 2% discount for a 50% cut in your future technology consulting firm. Very interesting. We'll have to think about that deal, Soho. So I will give you guys a view of the Freedom Tower. So this is the Freedom Tower in downtown Miami. And the top actually changes colors just like the Empire State Building. Penelope says, good evening, Tom. Good evening, Penelope. Tony Cortez says, hello from Bakersfield, California. George says, hello, Tom. Good evening to you and everybody. Hope everyone is well. Just trying to make sure I didn't miss any of the comments. We have Patrick, New York. I believe Patrick had a comment. Says, do you think the markets will rebound this week from the earnings releases of some of the big banks? So that's what I think the markets are waiting for, right? I think the markets are waiting for earnings to roll around. So this week, like I said, the investment banks kick it off. Wednesday, which is tomorrow, and Thursday, all the banks pretty much report. We have Bank of America, we have Morgan Stanley, we have Citi reporting, and usually you could tell a lot about the financials. So not only in terms of the investment banking division, but also the retail banking division too. I think investment banking activity in terms of mergers and acquisitions is going to definitely produce more revenue than usual, because deal sizes in the M&A space has been in record levels. But the main thing that I look for in terms of consumer sentiment in bank earnings is the credit card data. Because if consumers are spending more, that means a JP Morgan or Bank of America will come out with above average credit card spending. So that is what I'm going to be looking for tomorrow, Patrick. Hey, the Mighty Bulls here says hello, Tom, and good evening to one and all. The Mighty Bull, I hope you're well. Ron says nice video. Hey, Ron, how are you? Out and About says, can you visit the Florida orange tree farm and live stream there while drinking a fresh glass of orange juice? Indeed we can. I'm not sure where that is, but we will check it out. Obama says 1998 Super will beat them all. Everyday Andrew says, I hope in a couple of years I can go car spotting in Miami. So where do you guys think has the most supercars, Miami or New York City? That's a good question. I'm not sure. Hey, Christian says 4.3 million quit their jobs in August of 2021. Wow. So Christian, what do you think is the reasoning behind that? Do you think it's due to the vaccine mandates, or do you think that people are just going out looking for jobs elsewhere? What do you think, Christian? Tony Cortez says, I am doing good. My birthday is 2 months away. Nice, Tony. That's awesome. Paul Greenwell says, sometimes I imagine I am in Miami. I'm really enjoying the Miami skyline. I really, really do like it. Jonathan Richards says, good evening, Tom, everybody. Hope you had a productive day. I did have a productive day. It was very, very busy, but productive nonetheless. Mighty Zane says, how are you doing? I'm doing very good. Disney cast member says, not as many orange groves in Florida as there once was. A hard freeze in the 80s. Penelope says, how truthful is the reporting? So Penelope, that's actually a very good question. So we'll talk about that a little bit in terms of truthful reporting. So this is why a lot of investment flows towards the United States, is because we have very, very open and transparent free markets. And that's mainly due to the SEC. A lot of people have a lot of bad things to say about the SEC, but I actually believe by and large that the SEC does a lot of good to protect the average investor. So what do I mean by that? What I mean by that is companies are held to such high standards in their financial earnings reporting. So for example, if you had companies in China, which are very, very controversial, their reporting standards and their verification practices are not as stringent as they are in the United States. So there's a lot of speculation on Wall Street that all of the Chinese big tech companies, mega cap tech companies, their earnings are actually could be potentially fraudulent, and they could be fudging all of their numbers. Now, we don't know if that's actually 100% correct, but there is speculation around that. For example, a real actual example that was just recent, a Chinese coffee company, I forget the name, I don't know why I'm blanking on the name, but it was a Chinese coffee company that totally fabricated 90% of their revenue. So they said that their revenues were 90% higher than what their revenues actually were. So when accounting firms did audits, it came back that on all of their earnings reports, they were actually fraudulently reporting revenues. Yes, Dogman, it was called Luckin Coffee. Yeah, so Dogman is absolutely right. So it was called Luckin Coffee. It was a Chinese-based coffee company. And I believe they're actually delisted now. Is that correct, Dogman? Are they delisted? Hey, Super Friends in the City is here. What's up, Super Friends in the City? I hope you're well, Fernando. Always good to see you. George Lopez has got on the ferry cruise around San Diego port this weekend. That must have been beautiful. Obama says May 31st, 1999, Barron's front page. Marvin Engel says IRA distribution, sell high or low for income at age 60 plus. So Marvin, I can't advise on anything like that, but what I would do is I would really talk to your financial advisor. But what I would do if I were you is I would do a full calculation of your budget. How much do you need to live on every year? If that is $40,000 a year, I would do the calculation to see if your portfolio produces that income in the form of either a fixed income asset or dividend payments. And if the answer is yes, I would hold tight. That's my opinion. Hey, Jimmy Anderson is here. Says, good to see you live again, Tom. Hope Miami is treating you well. Hey, Jimmy, thank you for joining. I hope you're well, and Miami is absolutely beautiful. It was a very crazy day for me at work, so it's, you know, thank God Miami is pretty quiet and dead right now. Hey, Lupe is here. So it's such a quiet city. Hope you're well. Obama says yes, luck and coffee. Spencer says, hi, Tom, and all from Silicon Valley. What's up, our friends from Silicon Valley? Dogman says, yes, it's OTC now. Wow, so it does trade over the counter. I believe it traded on the NASDAQ. I believe it did trade on the NASDAQ. Jones B says, good morning from Germany. Welcome, everybody from Germany. Out and About says, the complaint alleges that during the period of fraud, Luckin raised more than $854 million from debt and equity investors. They did. Indeed, they did. The Mighty Bull says, the vaccine things are causing a great divide in America. Workers are in the driver's seat. Employers need to pay a living wage. Plus, these days, this is lost in the curve. Yeah, I think you're exactly 100% right. So what I've been saying and what we've been talking about on the stream a lot is that if you're in a job right now that maybe you don't like, or maybe you think you're getting paid less than you should go back to your boss and 100% negotiate your salary, because I can guarantee you they're not going to want to lose you. So if you go back with a well-written proposal and you tell your boss, hey, this is what I've produced over the course of the years, I'm getting other job offers from competitive firms with a $20,000 to $30,000 raise. This is my ask in order to stay on with your company. Will you meet these demands? And 9 times out of 10, they're going to give it to you. So you're not going to get if you don't ask. So definitely ask for the raise, because companies cannot afford to lose people nowadays. Amir says, Biscayne Boulevard is too quiet. Penelope says, I see fudging on a local level, and you bring up good points. Soho Guy says, yo, Tom, no way China is as big or bigger than Japan. China probably has 3 trillion economy. I think China is much bigger than Japan. Obama says, Jeff posted Barron's article today. It said Amazon would not succeed. I did see that. It was very interesting. MJ says, Luck and Coffee was a scam, but who cares? I still killed it on swing trades for a 3-week period. Don't trust China stocks. Hey, JM, that's awesome, man. More power to you. I'm glad you made money on that. Good for you, man. That's awesome. I'm happy for you. Are lobbyists making government policy, said Marvin? Probably. The Mighty Bull says, watching, listening, and learning, says the Mighty Bull. Cal Poskins says, yes, getting higher pay will work for a bit, but with the open border right now, that won't last long. Very interesting take. I'm not sure how that blends into one another, but I do agree with you. There's a massive crisis at the border right now that needs to be solved. But I'm not sure how that would impact wages. But feel free to share in the comments how, because I'm actually very interested in that. Extremely interested in that. Jimmy Anderson says, cheers, Tom. Cynthia says, what's your favorite color? It is blue. Soho Guy says, Tom, 90% of Chinese workers make less than $100 a month. That is true. So China is a very divided economy. It's a 2-tier society, and I think that's what we're unfortunately creating here in the United States. You have the very, very wealthy that live in the cities, and then you have people that live in rural China that pretty much don't even have electricity. They're actually rationing coal right now. War Walker says, hi, Tom, how are you? I'm doing very well, War Walker. William Travis says, what's the vibes? What's up, William Travis? So are these supposed to be like the stars of the Hollywood Walk or something like that? This is Rio 2. I'm not sure what that is. OTKIR says, hello, everybody. Zap Allen says, Tom is right. I took his advice and 2x my salary. Thanks, Tom. No problem, Zap Allen. No problem. You deserve it, 100%. Miguel Gonzalez, how are you? Dogman says, China Hustle is great movie on some of the Chinese scams. Ron says, I am new to your channel. I like a good financial talk. Hey, Ron, thank you for joining. Hope you're enjoying Miami. Outdoors 247 says, hey, Tom, late to the stream. Did you touch base on supply chain and ports? If not, when do the ports and log jams get back to normal? What's the barrier? So I think that's a great question. I think that's a great question. And so here's my take, and I think I've said it before. My take on the supply chain disruptions is that it's gonna get worse before it gets better. And the reason why I say that is because if you think about the economy as a global economy, and if you put everything to a halt, we literally shut down the global economy for 8 months. Like, that's what the world did. So if you think about the ramifications of that, it's gonna be, so think about this. If you shut down the global economy for 8 months, there's no trade, there's no nothing, everybody's sheltered in place. Once you turn back on the lights, as in once you give the green light to the economy again, people are gonna make up for lost time. And what I mean by that is people are gonna start ordering things again, people are gonna start wanting to go out on experiences. So there's actually a very interesting YouTube channel that does live streams of drones in the air actually looking at all of these cargo ships, and they're literally lined up for miles and miles down the line in the ocean there, trying to get into the United States and other countries. And the cargo ships are so massively backed up. So I think we're going to continue to see a supply chain shortage right now. Something that's going on that's very interesting is coal. The prices of coal are actually going through the roof because we are very low on our natural gas supplies, just because pipelines have been shut down, supply chain blocks and things like that. So there's been a very massive divide between sources of energy that we use, and we're trying to wane off coal. But now, for the first time in 50 years, the United States has actually been using more coal in a year, I think, since World War II. So very crazy and interesting. Cynthia Martinez is backed up like my mental state. Me too sometimes, me too. Me too, my friend. Baus is Ultra Music Festival. Penelope says it's a global topic. Yeah, Penelope, I agree. I think people need to start thinking of the economy as a global economy. Because it is. Everything is all interconnected now, especially with technology. Zap Allen, how are you? Melee says Jamie Foxx. But yeah, very interesting. Outdoors 247 says, damn, very informative, thanks. George Lopez says, I saw the cargo ships when visiting Laguna Beach. Yes, and you could actually see some of the cargo ships off the coast of Jones's Beach in Long Island. That's how crazy it is. And everything is all backed up. Even in my business, things are backed up. And I'll sort of touch on a specific deal that I'm working on right now that we're having a really hard time getting done due to supply chain issues. So it's not only, you know, everybody's feeling it. I'm feeling it in my business and everybody. And there's another topic I wanted to touch on today, and I wish I had more time on the stream to do it, but we'll definitely try to cover as much as we can. So check out all of these boats. These are all, I believe, yachts in the harbor. Miguel says, so why don't you come back to Brooklyn? And I lived in Manhattan. The Mighty Bull says, America is being destroyed by its own political system, selling out to the corporations. Mighty Bull, I think that's an interesting take, Mighty Bull. Interesting take. Matilda says, if they get their way with the green energy, be prepared to pay a lot more for your energy and to be cold. So Matilda, there's actually some truth to that. So I'm all for green energy. I'm all for using wind and solar. But the coronavirus has made it extremely difficult. Extremely difficult, just due to all the backlogs and the supply chain issues that we can go on and on about. So I was reading a very interesting article. It was actually the cover story of Investors Business Daily about how coal it's been in like 20 to 30% declines, declines each year for coal usage in the United States. But since we have such a shortage of natural gas, which we've used to have an abundance of, we actually have to use coal now to fulfill the winter weather demand. So it's really, really crazy, and it's really, really interesting and very convoluted times we're having. But I do agree with you. I don't think we can get off fossil fuels as soon as people think, but I definitely think within the next decade or two, you're going to see a significant reduction in the uses of oil, crude, and the like, and non-renewables. JM says, with the problems in the world, why is the market near all-time highs? I see blood and black swan coming soon, says JM. JM, another fantastic question. So the reason is the Federal Reserve, and that's why we pay so much attention to the Federal Reserve, is because Fed Chair Jerome Powell and all of his cronies are buying $140 billion worth of assets per month. And that could include anything from mortgage-backed securities or US Treasuries. So that in turn helps interest rates stay at artificially low levels. So it encourages people to borrow money for business investment, for spending, and therefore it stimulates the economy. You could think about it as quantitative easing that started with Ben Bernanke during the financial, going into 1987 and forward. So it's all easy money. Matilda says, which planet of the humans, Michael Moore, on here for free? Watch Planet of the Humans. Jason says, yo, what's up, Tom? What's going on tonight? Topic, marketing or financial business? Yeah, so tonight's topic, we were talking about financial earnings. All the major Wall Street investment banks are reporting their financial earnings this week, which should move markets. And we will also be hearing the Federal Reserve minutes tomorrow, I believe at 2 o'clock, but I have to see. Edson says, hey bro, how are you doing? I'm doing very well, Edson. I hope you're well. Penelope says, one can't help but look at the boats and have a gander. Yeah, so let's check out all of these boats here. Really crazy. Mark Davis says, Tom, is Skates doing good? Oh, Skates is doing good. It's the little cat I have. I left it some water and some food. So Mark Davis, thank you for asking. I appreciate it. They are doing good. Jane Brumley said, so it's all the people born after 1987 fault. No, I think it's just quantitative easing and easy money policies of the Federal Reserve. That's what's keeping the stock market afloat. By the book says, Tom, why are the ships not docking and creating shortages? Seems like an easy fix. Tom, why are the ships not docking and creating shortages? Well, I think it takes time to unload a cargo ship. And I just think that most of the docks and the port of entries are so slam packed. Soho guy says, yo, Tom, fusion will mature in 20 years and energy with Tesla bot won't cost anything. Interesting take, Soho. Interesting take. MTR says, greetings from the Big D. What is up, MTR? Jason says, yo, what's up, Tom? What's going on? I read that comment. Hunt and Fish says, ops, didn't know. Lupe says, the one time a few months ago, I remember when Tom giggled at me when I said he'd get 100 subs in the next few months. And now look, he's almost at 5K. Yeah, that is crazy, everybody. We are almost at 5,000 subscribers. That's just surreal to me. That is surreal. And thank you, everybody. Junior says, I am back. What's up, Junior? Hunt and Fish says, let's go, Brandon. Funny. Hey, 48 says, Miami is so cool. Sorry, guys. I'm trying to read all the comments. Just sometimes they go crazy, crazy fast. Obama says, AK did the jet boat ride. Revis says, hi, Tom. The weather and everything looks nice over there. Yes, the weather is beautiful over here, Revis. So I hope you're well. And thank you for joining. Penelope says, oh, you have a cat. I don't have a cat. It's just a random stray cat that came up to my house. And so I feel obligated to take care of the cat. I'm not just going to let it go without any water. Dutchman said, Tom, will we ever see airplanes that are electric? I think so. I think so. Mark Davis says, Tom, are you planning on buying a boat or yacht in the future? I am sure you will. I don't think so, Mark. Honestly, I don't think so. For me, I'm sort of like a very simple person where I don't want a lot of things because I don't like to think about a lot of things. So I believe if I have a car or something like that, I'm going to be so stressed out about, do I have to take care of the car, change the oil, and you know, the list goes on. So I think if I had a boat, I think the problems would be exacerbated 10 times. Only skateboards, only skateboards. James Brumley says you could always rent. That is true. We could always just rent the boats. I wonder how much it is to rent a boat. War Walker says the cat needs dry food and water. I did give the cat some water. Lost in the Curve says, yes, you have a cat now. James says you are at Bayside. Ultra EDM Fest happens almost every year. JM says, but Tom, the Fed is not a political branch, but rather an independent body to provide a safer, more flexible monetary system for our nation. The Fed is not the Democrats' money line, says JM. That is true, but I believe the Federal Reserve is extremely, extremely corrupt, as we've seen with all of the insider trading allegations. So one of the presidents of the Fed was defending himself today about insider trading, and he's like, oh, I'm not insider trading, even though he was buying in his personal account the same assets as what the Federal Reserve was buying. And I think that's insider trading, and I think that should be punishable by hefty fines. Hey, this is Five Guys, the best burger place in the world. Matilda says, good for you, keep life simple. Edson says, is with your skate, bro. Is you with your skate, bro? I am not with my skate right now. Ireva says, I think there's a lot of maintenance in keeping up a boat. I think so too. I think there's a lot of maintenance. Out and About says, Chinese saying, cats are a good sign for good luck. Buy a lottery ticket. Very interesting point, maybe. Jonathan says, your channel is exploding. Thank you, Jonathan. I'm so happy to have you here every night. Tom says, electric airplanes in 5 years or less. A strange motor and static. Interesting. Very interesting. George Lopez says, you have secured a ticket to heaven for taking care of the cat. Yeah, I just feel bad for it because it always walks around my driveway and is looking at me. So I'm not just going to let it sit outside without any food. James Brumley says, watching the World Series. So let's see if we get any buffering outside. Let's see if we get any buffering. I don't think we'll get any buffering, though. We'll see. Edson says, who's playing in the World Series? I have no idea. Smart Conserver says, enjoying and learning a lot here in Jamaica. Wow. Jamaica. Jamaica is beautiful. Beautiful, beautiful country. I would love to go to Jamaica. The Mighty Bull says, I like your philosophy about living the simple life instead of life of things. Yeah, for me, I just don't like to think about a lot of things because there's so much on my mind already that I just need the skateboard. I just need a good weather and just hanging out and just read the paper, you know, keep it nice. I like it like that. Roy says, that's nice of you, Tom. I used to feed the stray cats too. So Roy, around my neighborhood, I'm serious, there's probably 30 or 40 stray cats. Maybe more, and I'm not exaggerating. I'll take a picture and I'll try to post it on my IG for you guys. Nat says, yo bro, I'm watching from Liverpool, UK. Dude, that is awesome. That is awesome. Are you a Liverpool fan or are you a Manchester United fan, Nat? Tom, there are many people using solar system there, says Storm Chaser. Chad says, I didn't know if you would be on, says Chad. Hope you're well. JM says, Eric Rosenberg, just a coincidence, his personal trades were identical to the Fed's. Yeah, so he was actually trying to defend himself today and say, hey, you know, it wasn't insider trading, even though I work at the Federal Reserve and we're placing trades and I'm placing the same trades as with the Fed, and the Fed has an unlimited money printer. So it's all fraud, it's all unethical. I don't know how these people sleep at night, but I can guarantee you this, mark my words, you heard it here first. Nobody, and I mean nobody, will go to prison for that. Nobody. So I believe this is the backside of the FTX arena. Hey, Kevin Sunderland says, nice to see the Miami stream. Hey, Kevin, hope you're well. MTR says, don't feed the cats, you'll never get rid of them. I know, somebody told me that on the last stream, but I just feel so bad. I can't do it. It's gonna weigh on my conscience. Mac914 says, I like watching an American TV drama, Burn Notice. The location was Miami. Katie says, Victoria's Secret, I thought they went under. Not sure. Nat says, Liverpool fan here, of course. I don't think there's a Manchester United fan living in Liverpool. Very, very interesting. I would say I'm more of a Manchester United fan, but my team is Napoli. Cashflow says, isn't that where the Heat play? I believe this is where the Miami Heat play. I believe it is, Cashflow. JM says, thumbs up, please. Let's support Tom. Thank you, JM. Fred T is here, says, you can say the same for your Congress, senators, and president too. Fred, that is a very good point. So what Fred is saying is in terms of insider trading. So this has actually been discussed ad nauseum. And I think what Fred T is saying, he makes a good point. If you are in Congress, should you be able to trade in your personal account? Now, I don't know. There's a lot of people that say yes, and there's a lot of people that say no. Me personally, I'll give you guys my thoughts, not to get too political. Republican or Democrat, it doesn't matter who you are, or independent. If you serve in Congress and you're actually helping make the laws of our nation, I do not believe you should be able to actively trade in the stock market. However, I do believe that you should be allowed to invest over time in actively managed funds, but I don't believe that you should be able to place trades before major policy events. That's just my opinion, but we'll leave it at that. Girl Loves Hemp says, hi Tom, glad to see you. Hi everyone, how are you? I'm doing good, Girl Loves Hemp. I hope you're having a great Tuesday. So for example, how do you make $175,000 a year, but then all these congressmen and congresswomen are worth $100 million bucks? Like, come on, there's something fishy there, right? I mean, these people, there's something fishy. And it's not just Nancy Pelosi, and I know she's the biggest culprit, but the Republicans do it too. It's not just a Democratic issue, and it's not just a Republican issue. All of them do it, and I don't think it's ethical. I mean, I'm all about making money. You guys know me. The channel is about finance. But if you're not going to do it the right way and in the honest way, I'd rather not have any money at all. Hey, Nat says, oh cool, I've always wanted to visit Canada, and I guess the band would be the Beatles. Sunshine After Rain says, I agree, Tom. Penelope says, I agree. David says, there are much worse things to hang around your house than a cat, says David. So David, that's a good point. So one of the things that are a big invasive species here in Miami, and I actually have a big problem with it at my house, are all of the iguanas. Like, you should see how many iguanas are on the front lawn of my place. It's insane, and I don't know how to get rid of them. And I don't want them to dig under the house. BB says, hello from Texas, completely agree with you. Hey, what's up, BB? Good to see you. John says, yes, the Heat play there at FTX Arena, formerly American Airlines Arena. Victoria's Secret did not close, says John. John, hope you're well. The Mighty Bull says, I think some information that the politicians access should also be access to the public at the same time. I agree with you, Mighty Bull, but I think that would be extremely hard to do. I think we need to figure out a way to do that. But I think what's happening now is just politicians are essentially slam dunking on the average American hardworking person. And it's not just the Democrats, it's the Republicans too. The bipartisanship. The only thing that we have bipartisanship in this country is for unethical behavior, in my opinion. Penelope says, lizards, just wait till one gets inside. Oh, Penelope, don't say that. Oh my God. Please don't say that. That is crazy. Hey, Cynthia Martinez says, I smoked pot here. That's always good. That's always good. So I believe it's decriminalized now and it's legal. Especially, I think in New York. I'm not sure about Florida. Tom says, use the iguanas as fishing bait for manatees, says Tom. Pelosi's husband is venture capitalist. That's where the family's wealth is founded. So he's, I think he was a managing director at Goldman Sachs, if I'm not mistaken. Or is that Kamala Harris's, husband? But regardless, if you look at all of Nancy Pelosi's trades, and it's publicly available information, she made about almost $10 million off of a call option on CrowdStrike right when they were doing the infrastructure bill to boost more spending for cybersecurity. So it's like, come on, it's like, that's unethical. It's obvious. You know, you purchase a bunch of in the money call options on a cybersecurity company after you put through a bill to increase spending on cybersecurity. And it's not just the Democrats. It's not just the Democrats. Jonathan says, I agree. Anyone in Congress shouldn't be allowed to actively trade. They're making the laws. Yeah, I believe they should be able to invest. Everybody should be able to invest, but I believe it should be in a separate trust. I believe their money should be in passively managed funds. Great Owl says, hello from St. Paul, Minnesota. Where does all the money spent on lobbying go? Into the pockets of the politicians. Your country is so beautiful. Greetings from Brazil. Hey, thank you so much. Disney cast member says, manatees eat vegetation, not iguanas. The Mighty Zane says, is that the Miami Bay? I believe so, but I'm not 100% sure, to be honest with you. I'm not sure if it's the Miami Bay. But I love the Miami skyline here. I'll give you guys a look at it. Charlie Richardson says it should be all about risk mitigation. Elmo says Bayside, Miami. What's up, Elmo? Katie says, do alligators eat iguanas? I am not sure about that. Estelle says, hi, Tom. How are you? I'm doing really good, Estelle. Storm Chaser says, send iguana to Trinidad. Love them. I think they're bad because they eat the seawalls, which is not good. Gene says, America does not need anything legal dope for more dope heads walking around America. Or dopey P, more people walking around America. I agree. This is Gene. Tom says, yes. Lee says, Biscayne Bay. This is Biscayne Bay. Irevis' skyline is very pretty. Hope you're well, Irevis. MTR says, you have to go out on one of those fishing trips if you haven't tried it before. It's a lot of fun. I've not tried it before, but I am one to get a little bit seasick. So I don't know, but I will try it. I got to try new things, so I'm definitely going to try it. I promise. Juan says, Tom, I truly believe politicians are mainly looking to get rich before anything else, regardless of the party they are from. Yeah, I mean, I'm afraid I have to agree with you. It is definitely, it's not the best thing to think, but I think you may be right. Estelle says, it's a beautiful city. Georgie says, do you think colleges are necessary for understanding economy and finance while there is so much information for free online and affordable books? Georgie, I don't believe so. I don't think so. How do you like the humidity? I like it. Zap Allen says, the insurrectionist president did illegal trading all the time. Yeah, he did. Indeed, he did. Yeah, like I said, it's not a Democrat or Republican thing. It's all the politicians are doing it. But the reason why I think they're getting away with it is because they know all the federal judges. They are in bed with the SEC. So, Zap Allen, I think you're right. Hey, Kevin Sutherland, thank you so much for supporting the channel. Appreciate that. Thank you, Kevin Sunderland. Walk Expeditions says, amazing job, man. Alexandria says, the Napoli team is almost a religion in Naples. Thanks so much for the stream. Alexandria, thank you so much for being here. Tony says, hi, my friend. How are you, mate? Enjoy Miami. Beautiful. Have a cold beer. Thanks, Tony from Sydney, Australia. Wow, that's really cool, man. Thank you for the kind words. 100%. All right, guys, let's walk over towards the, what is this, the Hard Rock Cafe? We'll walk over here. The Mighty Bull says, the American people are powerless against their own politicians. What place is that in the distance with the big guitar? Patrick, New York, I think this is called the Hard Rock Cafe, and I think we have one in New York City in Times Square. Ireva says you should carry a flashlight when walking home. You don't want to trip over an alligator. I would think I would freak out. I think I would have a panic attack. Felix says, are you at Bayside? We are at Bayside. Melina Alvarez says the guitar is the... So the guitar is the Hard Rock Cafe. Yeah, I'm new here, guys, so I don't know. I apologize. Tom says, make them take a vow of poverty like medieval priests. Josh D says, hey, Tom, great to see you, buddy. Good to see you too, Josh. Hope you're well. Always good to see you, Josh. Lisa says, iguanas come in the backyard if food are left out. Yeah, I think, and also, Lisa, I'm doing so much construction in the backyard, and I have the construction guys coming again. They're going to rip up the entire backyard. They got to cut through about 12 inches of concrete and rebar. You wouldn't believe it. I'm going to send you guys some pictures if I can, but my entire backyard is pretty much just all concrete and rebar. So we're going to rip that up and I have to do a lot of work. So it's going to be a lot. Mr. Colt says Fortune 500 cargo ships are getting in while other businesses aren't. I would agree with that. Lupe says new headline, Florida man stumbles over alligator while live streaming. Oh my God, please no. Jenny Lee says, wow, I drove to Miami and couldn't find parking, so I drove home. Yeah, I think the parking and the traffic in Miami is actually worse than New York City, as unbelievable as that may seem, but I believe it is. But I believe it is. So in addition to earnings, we also have a lot of economic data that's coming out, a lot of economic data. So we're gonna have to watch that this week. And also, as always, we have to watch that 10-year yield. Now, the bond market was actually closed on Monday for Columbus Day. A lot of people don't know that. The equities markets were still trading. However, the bond markets were closed. And the number one thing that's predicated on the move of the stock market is the bond market. In some cases, many say that the stock market is a derivative of the bond market. So the stock market derives its values from the bond market, because if we think about big, large cap, or even growth companies, right? A lot of the growth stocks that are compounding out their revenue growth at 30% or even 100% quarter over quarter, one of the things we have to understand is that they tend to trade at premium valuations, especially in low interest rate environments. And one of the reasons why this is because, let's say if you have low interest rates, that means those tech earnings that they're expected, these tech companies are expected to have massive, massive profits in the future. Those profits are worth a lot more now. However, if interest rates go up, their future projected earnings are actually worth a lot less today. So there tends to be a flight to safety, and there's a rotation from tech companies into more value or cyclical names. So we have to watch the yield on that 10-year Treasury note. Obama says that's the jet boats. Yeah, these look like some sort of, what are they called? Bass boats? Gene says Wall Street Escape Row, awesome, Tom, is Sunny Isles. Your stop this Thursday. I think I've heard of that. Yes, Gene, we will be in Sunny Isles, Florida. Patrick, New York says speedboats. Dutchman says, Tom, Action Kid has a lot of good videos from his walks in Miami several months ago. I'm definitely going to check them out, Dutchman. Definitely going to check them out. Disney cast member says speedboats. Felix says, cool, I'm enjoying your channel. I'm learning a lot at the same time. Hey, Felix, good to have you here. Yeah, so for anybody who's new, we usually stream around New York City. We skateboard around New York City, but I just moved to Miami. So we will be skateboarding and streaming around Miami as well as New York City. So if you want to be a part of it, feel free to subscribe to the channel and leave a like on the video if you want more content like this. Penelope says, Tom, you need a power bank. You need to have power on your phone so you get home safely. Yeah, I think I'm probably going to wind up buying a power bank. Could we get a quick time check in the chat? Because I do have to catch my bus. Hey, Sunshine New York says, hey, where are all the cool kids? Sunshine New York, what's up? Hope you're well, Sunshine. Lee says those are cigarette racing boats. MTR says the more money they print, the value goes down. Yes, that is true, because bond yields move in reverse of bond prices. Okay, 11:26, got it. So we'll stream for about 30 more minutes, and we're gonna have to call it early tonight. We're gonna have to call it an early stream tonight, everybody. Because I have a very, very early conference call with actually a remote patient monitoring company early tomorrow, very early tomorrow. So last topic that I want to talk about is prices, and prices of not only consumer goods that companies are selling, but what are the ramifications of those prices? For example, I think one of the things that we have to look out for is, since inflation is running at an extraordinary level, companies' earnings may not be impacted, because what happens is, let's say, for example, let's say this happens. Sorry, I'm trying to concentrate. The music is blaring, but the music is good, and the views are incredible from here. So let's say prices go up, and let's say, for example, you have Campbell's soup. So the prices of corn goes up, carrots goes up, everything is going up. What's going to happen is there's only going to be a certain amount of time that Campbell's soup will eat all of those price increases. And then what's going to happen, in order for them to preserve their earnings, what they're going to do is they're going to what's called pass on those price increases to the consumers. They're going to pass on those price increases to the consumers. So essentially the earnings either stay stable for those companies or goes up. But there's no way any of these corporations are going to eat the cost. All of that is passed on to the consumer. So an example of that in my own life is I'm actually working with a digital advertising company. He's one of my customers. I won't disclose the name, but I actually will want to disclose the name soon, because I want to do a stream with the CEO of the company, because he has an amazing company. And I want to show you guys sort of his business model. But he's essentially buying routers from me. And these routers are category 6 routers. So in order to build these routers for this customer, we need to buy parts from overseas. And those semiconductor chips are going up extraordinarily fast. So I'm not going to eat that cost. So the routers used to cost me about $210, and I would then turn around and sell it to the customer for $250. So I would make a little bit of a margin, and then I would do all of his implementation. But if the semiconductors are going to go up on me 20%, I'm not going to let that eat into my margin. So I then pass that cost on to my customer, so I maintain my own profit margins. And this is what's going to happen with businesses in all different segments of the economy, not just tech, not just agriculture, but in clothing and everything. And this is really going to, I think, put a little bit of a strain on the US consumer. So this is why I'm always a big proponent to investing, right? So when you own these companies in the S&P 500, you actually get a share of their earnings. And this is why artificially low interest rates by the Federal Reserve has essentially been subsidizing the cost of living and subsidizing the 1%ers, which own all of these hard assets. So I think that's something that we need to keep our eye on going forward on these earnings reports. When Microsoft reports, when Amazon reports, when Target, Walmart reports, we have to make sure that these companies, or we have to at least listen for if they're going to pass on those prices to consumers, just to ensure earnings stability. So I just wanted to mention that and run that by you guys, because I think that was very important. I was reading a very interesting article in the paper today about that very subject. So I believe this is Pier 4. I mean, the views from here is absolutely amazing. And I think you can see manatees here. So what they have the boats do is actually raise their motors, because the motors actually unfortunately hit the manatees, which is no good. But these yachts are absolutely massive. Hey, Elizabeth says, hi, Tom. Beautiful views. Thank you, Elizabeth. Always good to see you. Mark Davis says, love the skyline there in Miami, Tom. Mark, hope everything's going well in Toronto. I really do want to get up to the Niagara Falls very, very soon. Amir says, that's Miami. Al J, how are you? Benjamin says, you should take a yacht for a ride. Great Owl says, think the price of gas and meat is getting outrageous. Yes. So crude oil, I think a lot of the major investment banks has a $100 price target on crude, and I tend to agree with the major investment banks on their $100 price target on crude. Alexandria says, are you happy to be in Miami? Very beautiful place. Do you think you made the right choice? Alexandria, I'm really, really loving Miami so far. And I think I made the right choice. At least I hope I made the right choice. Sunshine New York says, I like to be on one of those yachts having a pina colada. Sunshine, you gotta come down. We'll hang out on this yacht. How much do you think it costs just to buy one of these things? I mean, they're so massive. They're literally as big as a house. It's insane. Cash Flow says, do you think that inflation will ever go down? So I don't think inflation is going to be transitory. So the Federal Reserve Chairman Jerome Powell has been pushing this narrative that inflation is going to be quote unquote transitory, which I don't think it is. I actually think we're going to have a wave 2 of inflation, but I think over the long term with technological innovations, I think we're actually going to see a cycle of deflation after this very rapid portion of inflation. Wow, this view is incredible. I hope it turns out well on the stream, but here, I mean, it's just incredible in person, seeing all these boats and the city in the background. Patrick New York says several $1 million. British Gray says $1.2 million. Think the love for Miami will come between January and March. Put away the snow shovel and the gloves. George says, I paid last night $10 for a whole chicken breast in my local grocery store. Wow. Yeah, manatees were endangered once because of the boat motors. Very interesting. But Alexandria, I hope I made the right choice. I really do like Miami so far. Really, really like it. Ireva says chicken is getting expensive. Nicholas Persad says, hey Tom, what's up Nicholas Persad? MTR says they'll move their company to Mexico. Ironic that prices of beer and cigarettes go up, but people keep buying them. Well, I think they're very addictive substances. Very, very addictive. Josh D says, sounds good, slay. I don't have that, but I'm sure I could figure it out. Tom says, didn't that sign warn you about land sharks? So I think I'm not sure what that sound is. Maybe it's a water pump. Can you guys hear that? Very, very peaceful. Zap Allen says, I went to go get gas today and it was $3 a gallon. I just turned around and drove back home. Not good, Zap Allen. Mark Davis says, love the reflection of the lights on the water. We are using coal to fuel electricity. Yeah, I was actually reading an article in Investors Business Daily today about how for the first time since World War II, we are increasing our production and use of coal to fuel power. Great Owl says, for what a farmer gets for a bushel of corn, he couldn't buy a box of cornflakes. Very interesting take. What's up, William Travis? Marty Lewis says, I bought boneless chicken breasts yesterday at Whole Foods and they had not gone up almost $7 for 2 of them. I used to hear Save a Manatee ads on the Miami radios. So let's walk back now, guys, because I do have to walk back to the bus stop. I can't believe we've already been streaming for 1 hour and 15 minutes. The time just I'm not a big fan of cars, in my opinion. George says that view looks amazing. It's very, very beautiful here. Andre says, would you live on one of these? Maybe, maybe not. I think I get seasick though. That's the thing, guys. Hey, Faith says, good evening, Tom. Many blessings. Thank you, Faith. Wow, check out this one. Check out this view with the yacht and the boat in the background. Incredible. Gene says Wall Street Skate Row, where the Miami Heat arena is now, there used to be a historic Miami Herald landmark building that was sadly torn down. That is not good at all, Gene. That is not good at all. Obama says Jamaican dollar 100 to 1. Mr. Cold says US 10 pound bag of rice, $20. 10 pound bag of rice in a third world country equals 10 cents. Love the orange top of the building. All right, everybody, let's head out of this area. Well, I'll give you guys one more view of this boat. They're just massive, these things, absolutely massive. Kevin Sunderland says, can you swing by the vessel? Just kidding. Hey, Kevin, we will on Tuesday. I will be back in New York next week. Penelope says, let's remember that the economy here was once based on tobacco. That's a very good point. That is a very good point. The economy was based on tobacco at one point. Soho, guys, we will all be eating earbuds this time next week. Sally, I'm not sure if I'm pronouncing your name right, but says hello. Little Buddy says there's going to be 2 block parties on Halloween, one Woodwood and another in South Beach. Wow. Maybe we'll have to check it out, everybody. Miami, a huge Cuban culture, used to be good for cigars. I don't smoke cigars, but the majority of my neighborhood, all of my neighbors are Cuban, and they're very, very nice people. Sally says, beautiful. Sally, good to see you on the stream. I hope you're well. Happy Tuesday. Zap Allen says, oh my God, look at the sky. Let's take a look. Yeah, the sky is beautiful. Check it out. Prince Charming says balloons are getting expensive, inflation. Clouds behind the buildings look amazing, says Lisa. How are you, Lisa? Very beautiful. So let's see if we can head out of here. I think this is an exit over here. Sunshine, New York is so pretty. I miss Miami now. So this is the Ferris wheel. Sunshine after rain says, Tom, what is the view like from your place? So I don't really have a view because I live in a house now. Before, I used to live on Central Park South. I got a really, really good deal due to the coronavirus. Everybody was so panicking moving out of Manhattan because they thought it was going to turn into Mad Max. So I said, sure, I'll live in Central Park South for pretty much no money. So I had a beautiful, beautiful apartment with the view of Central Park because everybody was panicking and thought New York City was going to turn into Mad Max. So it was very beautiful. Sunshine, New York says, hopefully for my birthday, I will go to Florida. Sunshine, New York, let me know. Let me know. Zap Allen says, sorry guys, I'm typing on my cell phone and can't see anything. Marilyn Ringle says, what part of Miami did you move to? I moved to North Miami Beach. So I'm right there in North Miami Beach. I love the neighborhood, absolutely love the neighborhood. James Stewart says, Skate Bro, good to see you in Miami. Thanks, appreciate that. James, always good to see you. 3 probably watching Chicago Med. Interesting. Amir says, downtown is creepy, empty tonight, says Amir. Penelope says, lovely sky. Yeah, George says, be careful with the C word. I know. We're not allowed to talk about the big C, everybody. Or the YouTube overlords will get us. So in other news, speaking of the big C, the channel is now back to being monetized after we were demonetized, everybody. So I just got a notification from YouTube that we are back to being monetized. And if anybody is new to the channel and you want to check out the weekly newsletter, the Behind the Street newsletter, where we cover all Wall Street topics, We cover the economy, we cover the Federal Reserve, we cover inflation. You can click on the Wall Street Skate Bro channel and go to the community page, and you can read the Behind the Street newsletter for free. So feel free to check that out. Penelope says, shh. 255 says, now I know why NATO and Warsaw Pact were created after World War II and all East wars. The source says, the news gets people freaked out. Indeed it does. Indeed it does. Sunshine New York says, Tom, I will. My brother will take us to fancy places and the shooting range where we discovered the Safari 2 in West Palm Beach. Lots of fun. Wow. Sunshine New York, that's awesome. I hope you have a great time. Hope you have an absolutely great time. Amir says, I'm in awe before our Nightbot. Great says, what the heck is being demonetized to entertaining? I'm not sure. Zap Allen says, now if you would only grow your email list, says Zap Allen. Yeah, I mean, I thought about that, but I just don't want to collect anybody's email. I think people feel a certain type of way about collecting email addresses. So check out the water, everybody. This is beautiful here. Absolutely beautiful. Warren Drew says, hey there from Vegas and the INMD stock. Warren Drew is really pumping the INMD stock. Warren Drew, hope you're well. Always good to have you here. Tom says, ships are over 100 feet. Marilyn says, hey, you are close to 5,000 subscribers. Wow. I really, really do appreciate it, everybody, for the support. That is insane. I never, ever thought we would be even at 1,000. That's insane. Dutchman says, Tom's financial advice is awesome. Thank you, bro. No financial advice, Dutchman, but we do just talk about finance. But I appreciate the support, Dutchman. I'm just kidding around. Benjamin says, tonight they're a wacko driving through a food market. Patrick, New York says, so nice. Warren Drew says, I think a stock may break out. You think it's NNVC? I've never heard of that. Alexandria says, are you in Miami Beach? No, we are in downtown Miami right now. So if we look straight over here, I believe this is South Beach, all over here, South Beach. Omar K says, hello from Boston, beautiful view. What's up, Omar? Hope you're well. We are in downtown Miami tonight. Sally says, you're welcome, Tom. Prince Charming says, are you the same person who runs the YouTube channel Tom Does Disney? I've never heard of that. I've never heard of that. So no. Kitchen Lab says, hi there, Tom. Looks like very nice weather in Miami. Enjoy. It is beautiful weather tonight. It was ripping hot today, face ripping hot, but at night it's very good. Besides tourism, what are the major businesses in Miami? So DN, Miami is very big for technology. It's a big technology hub now, and finance and investment banking. So we have Citibank here. We have pretty much all the big investment banks here in downtown Miami. But now it is a big startup culture for tech companies. And that is why I am now down in Miami to try to grow my own company. Buy the Book says, I love this channel. Hope it continues to grow, says Buy the Book. Appreciate that, Buy the Book. Penelope says, I can see breast cancer awareness lights on the building. Yeah, Penelope, we were looking at that the other day. Isn't that beautiful? Check it out. So what Penelope was talking about is this, the breast cancer awareness ribbon. Mac914 says, how do you shoot a video holding your camera in your hands fixed to your head or else? It is with a gimbal. Kim Grant says, hi everybody. Turning into a shooting range every day, another horrible story. We have endemic of crime, crazy story, teenager walked in a subway tunnel between Manhattan and Queens. Yikes. That is not good, but I'm optimistic about the future. I think New York City's coming back. Warren Drew says, boats, lots of boats. Boats can be a business, says Warren Drew. Hey, 3D Planet says, hi Tom, what part of Miami is this? It's really nice. We are in downtown Miami. Feels like a ghost town at night compared to Manhattan. Love the channel and content though. Best of luck with your business in Miami. Thank you so much, I appreciate that. It is very, very peaceful here. Very, very peaceful here in Miami at night. So what I want to do tomorrow is I want to do a sunset stream in, what's it called? Sunny Isles Beach, Florida. George says, Tom, Have you considered to give a second chance to walk around SB Art Deco architecture? Gorgeous. Yes, I will. I just can't do everything in one night, but I promise, George, I promise we will do it. I absolutely promise we will. Sally says, nice Tom, downtown Miami. AI says, hey Tom, how do you think of Florida so far? Hope you're settling in well. I really like it so far. Very, very nice. The people are good. The public transportation has been good so far. And I like it. Yeah, so we usually stream at night, and even in Manhattan, we would stream at like 1 a.m., 1 o'clock in the morning. That's when I like it. I don't like when a lot of people are out. Penelope says, New York was also very quiet at night. But AI, good to have you. Great Owl says, shooting range, Chicago is like Iraq. Jeez. Felix says, that's the Intercontinental Hotel with the breast cancer pink ribbon. Great hotel. Stayed there. Prince Charming says, amazing view. Darren Robinson says, hi, how are you, Tom? From Sydney, Australia. Good luck in your new adventure in Miami. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. Thank you so much, everybody. MTR says, more boats than people. Horned Owl says, what is the big music festival in March in front of Bryant Bayfront Park? I'm not sure. I really don't know. I think somebody said it was an EDM or an E something like that, but I'm not sure. So everybody, we are going to have to cut the stream short tonight, but we covered a lot in a short amount of time. So for those of you who are just joining, if you want to watch the rerun of the stream, we were talking about earnings season. We are in the height of earnings season right now, so expect some volatility. Tomorrow we have earnings from JP Morgan Chase, and then we have all of the major Wall Street investment banks reporting earnings this week. So be on the lookout for that. Just to recap, we have JP Morgan Chase reporting tomorrow. Analysts are expecting earnings per share of $2.94 versus $2.92 for the same period last year on sales of $29.8 billion. Then on Thursday, we have Bank of America, Citigroup, Morgan Stanley, and Wells Fargo. We're also getting the Federal Reserve minutes, which they will give us some clarity on if they are going to taper or not, par back their $140 billion worth of asset purchases. So I appreciate everybody joining. If you like this sort of content, feel free to subscribe to the channel. We should be doing a sunset stream tomorrow, right around 7 o'clock in Sunny Isles Beach, Florida. It's absolutely beautiful up there. And then next week, everybody, we will be right back in New York City, because I have a slew of meetings in New York City next week. So I appreciate everybody joining, and we will see you all in the next one, where we will recap all the investment banking earnings. We'll talk more about inflation, and I will keep you guys updated on everything I am doing. Andre says, when is the next live? We'll try to be live tomorrow, but I will see you all in the next one. Revis says, thank you, be careful going home. John, thank you so much. Alexandri, Great Owl. Mark Davis, good to see you again. Faith, always good to see you. Ibrahim Azam. Patrick, New York says, thanks, Tom. See you soon. Always good to have you here, Patrick. Darren says, thank you for the stream, Tom. Stay safe, mate. Thank you. Sunshine after rain. Dante Rose, Zap Allen, Marilyn Ringel. Everybody, have a great week. It's Wednesday, already Wednesday, which is fantastic. Halfway through the week. Hope you guys enjoyed the stream. Be safe, and if you need me, send me an email at wallstreetskatebro@gmail.com. If you want to check out our weekly newsletter, go to the YouTube community page to read the Behind the Street newsletter. And I will see you all in the next one. Subscribe if you are new, if you want to see this sort of content, and we will see you all in the next one. Robert Feldman says, you shredding tomorrow trading. Indeed. Alexandria says, thanks so much. Take care. Out and about. Thank you so much. Soho Guy, always good to see you. Robert, Tom, Mark Davis, XN, everybody. I will see you all in the next one, and be safe. Sally, thank you so much for joining. Appreciate it.